Chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Torres, for 2 minutes.
Mr. Secretary, the New York State healthcare system was hit the earliest and hardest by COVID-19, which left a death toll of more than 67,000 New Yorkers and a cost of untold billions. COVID-19 has put unprecedented strain on the healthcare system, and the delay in FEMA's COVID-19 reimbursement has only served to compound the crisis. FEMA owes New York State healthcare providers billions of dollars in reimbursements. Montefiore, which is the largest healthcare provider in the Bronx, is waiting for $31 million to be obligated by FEMA. On February 17, 2022, the entire congressional delegation of New York, both Democrats and Republicans, sent a bipartisan letter calling for a rapid distribution of FEMA public assistance program funds. The letter, which was signed by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, was sent in mid-February. In the 2 months since then, there has been no response from FEMA. Mr. Secretary, can you see to it that that FEMA responds to our request as soon as possible?
I most certainly will, Congressman. I should say that FEMA has done an extraordinary job in setting up vaccination centers throughout the country, including in your jurisdiction. I visited one of them, Medgar Evers College, because such a tremendous focus on reaching otherwise disenfranchised communities and making vaccines accessible. The point of reimbursement is a very important one, and I will follow up on it.
And I just want to quickly on Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico saw a massive power outage that led to the loss of electricity for hundreds of thousands. And if the kind of repeat power failures in Puerto Rico were happening anywhere else in the United States, it would never be tolerated. And in my estimation, the chronic breakdown of the electric grid in Puerto Rico points to a broader breakdown of American democracy. Puerto Rico has long been relegated to the status of a colony, and Puerto Ricans on the islands have long been relegated to the status of second-class citizens who have been deprived of something as basic as reliable electricity. My question to you is, what role can DHS play in expediting the rebuilding of Puerto Rico's electric grid, which has become a national emergency?
So Mr. Pierre Luisi of Puerto Rico and I have discussed one issue specifically, Congressman, and that is Puerto Rico's need for additional labor. And so we're taking a look at the H-2B program and how that infusion of labor resources could actually assist Puerto Rico in rebuilding. We're also looking and exploring at other avenues to address the labor issue specifically.
Gentleman's time has expired.